When you walk into Mid-American Martial Arts, you're walking into more than punching and kicking. You're walking into a community, and that is what I think sets us apart from everybody else. We train anywhere from 4 years old, and we have students as old as in their 60s here. Our main programs are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, Judo, as well as our strength and conditioning program, which is our Training for Warriors program. Our main goal is that when people leave here, they feel better about themselves. You know, they're a little bit better as a person, they feel a little bit about their life, they feel better about their day. Now, everybody holds baggage, everybody has stress. This is the place where they can come in and put all that away for a little bit and work on themselves. Yeah, do we hope they can defend themselves better? Sure. Do we hope they can punch and kick a little better? Absolutely. None of that matters if they don't feel good about themselves. And that's the main key. If they can walk out of here feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their life, then we've won that day.
Mid-America Martial Arts, located at 14951 Chandler Road in Millard. Give them a call at 402-813-1721 or visit midamericamartialarts.com.
Live from the Man Cave, treadmills and tangents with Coach Aaron Sirra and his army of wellness warriors. Live in discussion of all things health and wellness, along with community topics they happen to stumble upon.
Good morning, Omaha. Welcome back for another edition of Treadmills and Tangents, your health and wellness show right here in The Answer. I'm here with the fellas, Timmy and Sam again.
Good morning, Omaha.
Good morning. Coffee is flowing. Not as much as it should be. Like a what? Coffee.
So speaking of our bulletproof coffee, I was reading something. I haven't tried this yet, but a couple weeks ago I stumbled across this article where there's a lady, and so she was posting to make the bulletproof coffee like almost do an ice cube. So you get your butter, the coconut oil, the cinnamon, put it all together.
So it's a popsicle?
Put them in ice cube trays, and then you make your coffee, just throw it in there, blend it quick. And she said that bulletproof coffee before a workout actually can help you have a better workout and then kick your body into...
Well, duh, because you're getting a caffeine overload.
Right. Well,
wait, so what is she making into the ice cube? The bulletproof coffee or just the buttery?
So it's everything but the coffee. So you have butter, so the coconut oil, so the MCT oil, is cinnamon,
whatever you started putting into, right? Just your butter.
Right, and a little bit of cream. So she made like a thing of it and put it into an ice cube tray. So she makes her coffee, plops one in, blends it fast, and then makes it quick.
Okay. I was wondering. I was like, this is going to look like an oil slick on top of your coffee as that thing melts.
There's little wands that, like, Amazon and stuff, where it's just a little battery-powered little stir. So a lot of people have been doing those versus using, a blender because it's quick. You can do it and go, and quick on the go, bulletproof coffee.
That's cool. I hadn't thought of that. My dad used to put ice in his coffee all the time because it was too hot for him. But I hadn't thought about, pre-prep. Well, it's just meal prepping, really.
Right. And I haven't tried it yet, but I was like, interesting. So maybe I will. And
but here's the thing, though. Like, how long does it take to scoop out some coconut oil and some butter and blend it?
When I read it, that was my problem. So I use a Keurig for my coffee. So I start as it heats up and goes, I cut my butter, and in my little Ninja blender, I put in my whipping cream, my butter, my oil, a little bit of cinnamon. By the time my coffee's brewed, I dump it in there and go. So
now, I could see, like, if you're in a hurry and you fill up your little config,
right,
and then drop a couple of those ice cubes in, seal it, and go, and then you shake it up as you're going.
Sure.
That makes sense to me. It just kind of melts as you're driving to work. That makes sense. I don't know. But... hey, if it helps you get what you need, go for it. Give it a shot. I thought you were talking about that she made them into popsicles.
That's what I thought, too.
That's where I thought you were going with it.
Bulletproof popsicles.
Oh, there you go. There's something to try. Bulletproof popsicles.
It does sound tasty. I do enjoy a popsicle.
Indeed. All right, so you guys, you've been making fun of me about wearing blue blockers the last couple weeks. And Timmy came across an article where it says how looking at your electronics before bed negatively affects your sleep patterns. And I am guilty 1,000% of this.
I would say probably most Americans are.
That I'll look at my phone, I'll start answering emails, and I'll start doing stuff on Facebook, posting things as I'm laying in bed. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, you got to stop, you got to stop, you got to stop. And then an hour goes by.
You know what gets me is I'll get up at midnight or 1 a.m., go to the bathroom, lay down, and I just check quick, like, hey, did I miss anything?
Half hour later,
I'm stuck in, like, then I can't fall back asleep. And I'm just, or I'll text people at 3 a.m. and they ask me what I'm doing awake, stuff like that.
I was up one day and he had a text. It was for 3 a.m. I'm like, what were you doing up at 3 a.m.? He's like, every day, dude. Yeah. Every day.
4 dogs that think it's time for breakfast. It's get up and feed them or let them wake their baby and, deal with the wrath of the baby and the wife, so I choose to get up and feed the dogs.
So Timmy found something on the Twitter.
Yeah.
How smartphone light affects your brain and body. So it disrupts melatonin. The smartphone light ruins sleep schedules. This leads to various health problems at the end of the day. And here's what I'll say. Just lack of sleep in general is bad for the body.
For sure.
I always say no sleep will just age you quicker than anything else is lack of sleep. And they've shown, data has proven, ever since the invention of the light bulb, human beings get less sleep than ever in any time in history. So what I would say, everybody, is, have a strict regiment in going to bed. Shut off the lights. Shut off your phone. If you're going to look at stuff, wear your blue blockers. Even my new laptop has a mode that it doesn't allow blue light to come at you. So it'll go into like a nighttime mode.
Yeah,
so
the iPhones have that too.
Yeah.
It's night mode, but it's nice. Does it do it automatically? Does it
It's
sense?
supposed to.
Oh, nice.
I say that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
But I don't know if it is or it isn't. Like, I can't tell. Like, I can't visibly see any difference.
Sure.
So I have no idea.
Interesting.
But anyway, so it says staring at smartphones too long reduces blinking rates and causes digital eye strain, which leaves eyes irritated, dry, and fuzzy. Over a long period of time, not getting enough sleep can lead to neurotoxin buildup that makes it even harder for you to get good sleep. There's a connection between light exposure at night and the disturbed sleep that comes with an increased risk of prostate and breast cancer, so that's scary in itself. And then a disruption of sleep might leave you distracted or impaired in your next day. Well, I think that's obvious.
Yes,
So we all
right,
know
yeah.
how we
Sleep
feel.
deprivation,
And
absolutely.
don't forget, guys, sometimes you don't feel it till 2 days later. Like, if you stay up all night, you'll feel okay that day. It's the next day that it really catches up
It's kind
to
of
you.
like a good workout.
People who naturally have melatonin levels that are suppressed, as body clocks are thrown off by light exposure, are more prone to depression. And then disrupting melatonin sleep, smartphone light can also mess with your hormones and control hunger, potentially increase obesity risk. And we've been talking about this for weeks now, how a lot of our health problems are hormone issues.
Yeah.
Right? And they're self-induced issues. So now you're hitting your body again, not only if you're eating bad and putting the wrong foods, messing with your hormones, now exposure to light before going to bed messes with your hormones as well. So you're kind of getting a double whammy there. So good nutrition, good sleep. I don't know what else to say there, guys. It's
Pretty straightforward.
the nuts and bolts and basics of it all. Good nutrition, good sleep. Get your 8 hours.
It's not rocket science.
Stay away from carbs and sugars, and you're going to be good. So we found another article on sleep science. Scary ways technology affects your brain. Suppress melatonin, we know that. It keeps your brain alert. So essentially, as you are looking at stuff and reading and watching videos, your brain is staying alert. So you're basically keeping your brain awake, right? So you got to kind of calm. That's why meditation, I've been told lots when I was doing a lot of yoga, just some calm, deep breathing, closing your eyes, allowing your brain to calm down. I know there's nights where I'll just lay in bed awake because my brain is just firing. I'm going from thought to thought to thought, and I don't think I slept the entire night. I know I'm laying there with my eyes closed. My brain is on.
Yeah, you aren't resting though.
It's on
I
big
think
time.
That's when you don't get into like a deep sleep. I have a sleep app tracker that I know I've talked about before, but I only get on average like 30 minutes of deep sleep a night, and I'm sure I toss and turn, but my mind never shuts off. I think a lot of it is even when I'm sleeping, like my mind is just stress at work or other things, and so I don't get to that where my brain completely shuts off and just lets my body rest the way it probably needs to.
Yeah. So a part of this article says even if you're not using it, it still can disturb sleep because phones chime, they make noises, or they'll vibrate when a text comes in, and that disturbs your sleep. For our kids, do you guys use the white noise makers? Have you guys ever used those?
No, I know somebody at work who tried.
It's
it.
just like a mild humming in the background that just blocks out all of the noises.
Right.
So our kids sleep pretty good when we just turn this little white noise maker on. It's really just like it just sounds like a hairdryer is what it sounds like. It's just like a low hairdryer, right? And it just blocks out all the noise and white noise. Some people sleep with music on, right, to block out the white noise.
I used to sleep with a fan on all the time.
Yeah, same idea. That's all they are. It's just a little fan.
Just to knock out everything else.
And that'll help you not hear the chimes of your phone. The best thing to do is just shut your phone off.
I
use my phone as my alarm, though. So
I have mine set to do not disturb between 8 at night and 6 a.m.
Me too.
So unless you call, I think on the iPhone it's like
911.
twice in 10 seconds.
I need Timmy now.
Yeah. If you call me twice in 10 seconds, it'll actually ring through. Otherwise,
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it worked like that.
Or if you put someone in your favorites and they do it, it'll come through. but that would be because it's an emergency. Other than that, it doesn't come through. So if I get text, or if I'm the person texting people at 3 o'clock in the morning, if that's on, you don't get it till you wake up. It makes no noise at all.
You know what? I've never
But
heard your
alarm
texts come through when you text me at 4 a.m.
Because you have the do not disturb set right. So that way, my early morning thoughts and such don't
Tim does that to me. Like, I'll stop texting when I go to bed, and he must do the same thing, because then I'll wake up at 5 a.m. when I'm going to the gym, and there's a text sitting there from like 3:30 in the morning. And I'm like, what were you doing, man? And it wasn't that important that you needed to text me.
No, it's just I thought of it. My boss is the flip for me, so he stays up till 12:31, so he'll send me all his emails late. Then I get up and I respond to all of his at 3 or 4 in the morning. So we're never on the same.
Best was when we were in Thailand. So the three of us went to Thailand in January, and Tim was technically on vacation, but as with most IT people who are indispensable, he was getting texts. Yeah. But the problem is we were 14 hours backwards.
It was like 3 a.m. and I was up, for them the whole next day. I was help. I just happened to wake up too and look at my phone.
And it was a pretty bad issue too. You helped him. You talked him through.
Yeah, my boss had been just banging me nonstop, and I don't think he realized how far off we were, but I just happened to.
The best was the next morning. You looked tired, and you're like, "I'm getting that PTO back."
Yeah, true. And I did. Yeah, my boss was good about it. So
that's good. As well, he should be waking. I remember being on call, and that was the worst, because you talk about disrupting your sleep.
Yeah.
Because even though you're sleeping, like you're kind of like sleeping with one eye open, because that phone might ring, or you're just waiting for it to. Wait, and nothing. And I worked nights for a while too, and I don't recommend that for anybody. You talk about messing up your circadian rhythm, and just your lifestyle. I was working nights. I did it for about 2 years, working overnights, and we did 3 on, 4 off, 4 on, 3 off, working 12, 7 to 7. And I'll tell you what, I didn't realize how miserable I was until I stopped doing it.
Yeah, I worked overnights at the store for over a year. Never felt normal. Never felt right.
No, your body the second you have a day off, your body wants to go back to that daytime schedule. It's just
that, or you just sleep the whole day.
True.
Try to catch up.
And then you're up all night, and then you're messed up. But yeah, and I'll tell you what, I had to have been just irritable to be around. I just had to have been a bear, because I realized. Funny guy.
We were coming to the gym, and Coach would be sleeping on the floor with a tie pad under his head.
I did do that.
And aggressions.
I did do that. It was tough, man.
The worst schedule I ever had was working at the casino. I worked 3 to 11 2 nights a week, and I was off for 2 days, and then I worked 8 to 4 2 days, and then I worked like a 10 to 6 or noon to 8, depending on what was going on.
So you worked a rotating shift.
So I never, I was so...
Military calls it a Panama schedule. Well, you'll work rotating shifts.
Yeah.
And so basically everybody gets to feel a little bit of the pain of working the
overnight.
But that was just me.
We had a night guy and a day guy, so I just worked whatever days they were off. I covered their shift, and then the day they were both there, I was just in the middle.
Oh, that's just has to mess with your sleep schedule.
It was terrible. And I had some seniority. It was just I guess my boss didn't like me. I don't know.
I've done a rotating schedule at work. It
was terrible.
And what's not to like?
I know. What's not to like about me? I'm a delight.
Hashtag fake news.
A delight. I'm a delight.
I think so.
Now, do you guys take melatonin to sleep?
I do not.
I don't. I have used Red H has a Zen REM that I've used a little bit. It's supposed to not help you go to sleep, but stay in a deeper sleep. Mm-hmm. And I don't take it consistently, because normally I forget. And by the time I'm in bed with 4 dogs piled on me, I'm not getting back up. But when I've taken it, I have got into more deep sleep. I have had more of my sleep tracker.
I've tried melatonin. I think it works pretty well. I think your body gets tolerant to it, because you do have natural levels of melatonin, and if you keep up in the dose, you can get used to it. I've tried the Zen REM. It's pretty good. ZMA, have you guys tried ZMA?
I have not.
Man, you want some weird dreams, get ZMA.
All right.
That is awesome. Zinc, magnesium, zinc and magnesium are its 2 main components, but it's shown to help you sleep. But man, you can talk about just weird dreams.
Where'd you get that at?
Just what? Any nutrition store, you get ZMA. It's totally over the counter.
You guys carry that at
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure we can get it.
I'm sure they do. And but man, you talk about just goofy dreams. Like,
we should all take it and talk about it on the next episode. See what happens.
Like you're sitting in a tree with Bozo the Clown, having an ice cream. Just dumb stuff.
Don't play that.
Bring back the 60s. None of us were alive in the 60s. But.
True. That is true. Thank you for not making the old joke that I was alive in the 60s.
Hey, man, I wouldn't do that to you.
Close. 74. 74.
You're way better shape than me.
Right on. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents right here in The Answer, 94.5 FM, 1420 AM, your health and wellness show. We'll be right back. When you walk into Mid-American Martial Arts, you're walking into more than punching and kicking. You're walking into a community, and that is what I think sets us apart from everybody else. We train anywhere from 4 years old, and we have students as old as in their 60s here. Our main programs are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, Judo, as well as our strength and conditioning program, which is our Training for Warriors program. Our main goal is that when people leave here, they feel better about themselves. You know, they're a little bit better as a person, they feel a little bit about their life, they feel better about their day. Now, everybody holds baggage, everybody has stress. This is the place where they can come in and put all that away for a little bit and work on themselves. Yeah, do we hope they can defend themselves better? Sure. Do we hope they can punch and kick a little better? Absolutely. None of that matters if they don't feel good about themselves. And that's the main key. If they can walk out of here feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their life, then we've won that day.
Mid-America Martial Arts, located at 14951 Chandler Road in Millard. Give them a call at 402-813-1721 or visit midamericamartialarts.com.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents, your health and wellness show right here in The Answer, 94.5 FM, 1420 AM. Gentlemen, did you see what the good president has done?
I'm seeing it now.
Well, I mean, it depends on.
So
he met with Kim Jong-un, or
Yeah.
well, that's all good stuff, guys.
That
You
was
know,
it.
and
Yeah.
I think, and
I thought. I mean, that really was a good thing.
overall,
yeah.
I think our president's doing a lot of good things. You know, we're on the verge of ending the Korean War.
That's
We're getting rid of their nuclear program. Now we're butting heads with Iran, but we've always butted heads with Iran for a long time. And you can piss and moan about, unemployment rates and the economy, who's really responsible for it. I don't want to get into that. But what we will get into is he just appointed Dr. Oz to his Sport Fitness Nutrition Council. Now, this bothers me a bit. Now,
Yeah, what about
it
us?
bothers me a little bit
What
too.
up,
first of all, where was my phone call?
Right. Does Dr. Oz have a health and wellness show?
Come
in Omaha?
on,
No.
man. Where's Trumpster calling me? We might not peddle products as good as Dr. Oz.
yeah.
We're better looking.
And that's kind of my big thing. You know, Dr. Oz, he's an accomplished doctor. He's an accomplished MD. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dogging him about that. But I feel he, in recent years, has become more of a salesman than anything.
He's like the
I would
Jerry
agree with
Springer of.
I don't know. He's all over the place. You know, he'll peddle products. He'll call things miracles and.
Without any scientific fact to back it up too sometimes.
Well, because I think he's gotten more Hollywood than
Yeah.
anything, in my opinion, and he's
Absolutely.
really missing the mark on helping people and bringing truth to the mainstream. You know, someone like that who's got a platform that he does has such an opportunity to bring truth through data and research to the masses and get people honestly healthy, and he doesn't do it, and that bothers me.
Yeah, there's a couple things in the article. Just a group of doctors have said that he has a lack of integrity, and in 2014, a congressional panel was talking about his promotion of weight loss products on his show. So he's got a history of exactly what we're talking about. You know, not probably using his platform for truth and the best thing he could be using it for, which is unfortunate.
Now, I do think it's cool. He is also appointing Lou Ferrigno, the former Incredible Hulk,
There
to
we
the
go.
panel.
Ferrigno for president.
And Bill Belichick is on it as well.
Now we're talking.
So Timmy is a huge
Bill Belichick.
Patriots fan.
That's right. Hey, 2/3 of that panel is solid. That's all.
And coincidentally, Tim cheats at every game he plays.
Blah blah.
Haters will be haters. Hey, I'm a Patriots fan, guys. I'm a Patriots fan. I teach operations and process at UNO. I'm all about the Patriots. I use the Patriots as an example of how to do things all the time. Like, the reason people hate them is because they win.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they win with
Cowboys
multiple
fan is still
moving parts.
salty over here.
And they win with other teams' rejects. And I don't say that as a slight to those players, but they win with cast-offs.
Yeah.
So, you want somebody on your panel that's a winner. Bill Belichick's the man to put on your panel.
He's figured it out.
I'm all about it. And Lou Ferrigno, I mean, you talk about a person who's dedicated his life to fitness and health. That's a man there, too.
That was before any VFX. That was straight up green Lou Ferrigno. It was painted green.
Have you guys seen the movie Pumping Iron?
No, I don't.
You've
Parts
never
of it.
seen
I've
that?
seen parts
I
of
don't
it.
think so.
Foul. Both of you, 10 push-ups. That's a foul.
I said I don't think.
That's
I
a
have
flag.
I've seen parts of it.
10 push-ups.
Is it the movie
Both
with
of
Lou
you right
Ferrigno
now.
in
It's
it?
going to be 20 here in a second. It's going to be
I'm
20.
gonna start naming movies.
Everybody,
Have you seen the new Avengers?
every American man.
Have you seen the new Avengers?
Yes, sir, I have.
Oh, I was gonna make you
So
do
that's
the
another
push-ups.
10 for challenging me and trying to deflect the question. Every person that should have seen Pumping Iron. It's actually kind of a bad movie, but nonetheless, it follows Schwarzenegger and Ferrigno during the Mr. Olympia, and it's actually pretty funny. It's Schwarzenegger dogs on Ferrigno the whole movie.
We'll see. If
It is kind of funny. Pumping Iron, you gotta see it. Come on, man, you gotta see
Is
it.
it on Netflix?
That and Vision Quest. Have you seen Vision Quest? Answer wisely.
Yes.
You liar! That's 10 for lying to me.
Maybe I have seen it.
10 push-ups
seen
for
Vision
lying.
Quest.
Who's in it?
You know how many movies I've seen? Hold on.
Who's
have
in
not
it?
seen Vision
What's it?
Quest.
Okay,
Let me
here we
pull up
go.
the movie poster
Here we
real
go.
quick.
What's it about?
You hold on. I watch a lot of movies.
You have not seen it.
I'm pulling up to see.
Every person who's a competitive athlete should watch Vision Quest.
I'm retired.
Vision Quest. Matthew Modine, wrestling, shoot. You can't hold your mud, Loudon. None of that's ringing a bell.
It's loading. You just keep
Terrible.
just calm
Oh,
down.
good thing you got one of those new phones.
It's not my fault. The wireless in here.
Oh, here
the
you
wireless
go.
in the man company is so
What are
long.
you talking about? I got one of the best routers you can get right below us.
You know why? Why do you have one of the
Didn't
best
he
routers you
recommend
could
it
get?
too?
Thank you very much.
He
I'm not
recommended
on-
it, but yet he's dogging it.
That's a true
I'm
statement.
just saying. I'm not on your-
I did buy the router you told me
be
to
fair,
buy.
I'm not on your wireless. I'm on
So
Sprint's
you
network.
sent
So
me-
let's clarify that real quick.
Oh, Sprint LTE not working out for you.
It's not working out so good. I recommended that router because we were here first week trying to watch.
It was back in August.
Trying to watch some fights, and this dude
Because I didn't have cable set up
has
yet.
like a Gen 1 crank start modem router that was just terrible. He did get upgraded, so
I upgraded that
you
night.
did.
That
Yeah,
night
it
I
might's
did.
been much better.
So anyway,
Vision Quest and Pumping
President
Iron.
Trump, I applaud you for putting the Incredible Hulk and Bill Belichick on your fitness and health panel. I do not applaud you for having Dr. Oz on there. There's so
did.
many better
Yeah.
people that you could have put on. You could put Gary Taubes on there, Brian Bickman on there. There's so many good people out there in the realm of nutrition. But Dr. Oz, dude, you're killing me.
We're gonna poo-poo you on that one.
Yeah,
Chris,
man,
sorry,
you're
buddy.
killing me. You're killing me, and I'm not gonna go to the Taj Mahal because of that.
Preach on, brother.
I lied. There's a lot of reasons I won't go to the Taj Mahal, but mostly because I don't have the money. But I will go to Atlantic City. That is a fun time. The boardwalk, old school boardwalk. I do have some fun times down there. Man.
Yeah, my mind is still blown. I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to wrap
know.
my head around that's. I would love to be in a room to hear Bill Belichick talk to Dr. Oz because I feel like that could get interesting. And Lou Ferrigno too.
All three of them in a conversation
Yeah.
would be interesting.
Could you imagine just, hey guys, you know what we should do? And then there's Ferrigno and Belichick just shaking their head.
Right.
No,
Right.
we're not going to do that.
No.
That's probably going to be how 90% of the conversations are going to go.
Yeah, that's. just
I think
not-
it's like I don't even know what those panels really do. I remember back.
Is this a new panel?
Yes, this is his new
Sport
panel.
Fitness and Nutrition Council.
Yep. Did you remember Schwarzenegger was on it for a while, and then it's always somebody. It's usually a bunch of celebrities just to get some high profile people on there to help push the agenda.
How come no one pays us for our opinion?
Well, we couldn't even
That's
figure
I
out
mean,
the
I
Jeopardy.
feel
Good
like-
question. Yeah.
So I'm
They
not
heard our
gonna-
Jeopardy
I'm not
episode.
That's
what-
I mean, I'm not even going to.
I
That
would-
says it all.
Yeah, I'm not sure they'd want me on the panel. I'm not. I don't use the right words to be in
I was
politics.
going to say. Also, yeah, we're conservative.
a little rough
with-
around the edges.
with
Yeah.
with how we present on the show. We're on the radio, so we've got to put our professional hat on. But yeah, I might get kicked out on day one.
You have a hat with a big Q. If that's your professional hat, we've got problems.
Killing me, Smalls.
Q for IQ,
I should give this hat to Sam.
perhaps EQ.
Hey, I nailed that last question
True statement.
last week.
You did.
I was killing it.
You did. What else is going on the Twitter?
Well, let's see here.
I was reading the other day where they were talking health trends, and they were saying keto is just a fad and it's going to go away.
Really?
I'm gonna say it's not going to go away.
Well, you know, we pump it a lot, but I'm not sure this one's going to go away because there's too much science coming behind it.
Too much science coming behind it. Yeah.
In this fact. So, but you know, it's not for everybody, and I think there's going to be various forms of keto that can help people tremendously. But you know, there's more data coming out that I don't think this one will be a trend as well. Now there's some trends in terms of the food industry. We're not going to name names of actual businesses around town, but there's a lot of health food type of restaurants who are creating essentially meals to go.
Sure.
You know, Weight Watchers has been doing this forever. And there's several businesses in town. And, you know, we'll name names. You know, there's Eat Fit Go, there's Fit Fuel Kitchen, there's Muscle Maker Grill, there's Evolve Paleo, and there was one called Just Good Eats, where they make the meals ready, pre-made meals, healthy meals. And here's what I'll say, guys. You still have to, as Tim would say, read the package.
Absolutely.
Flip it over and read the package. You know, you're trying to be sold more on convenience than anything. In those schemes, I don't want to even say schemes, and it's not a scheme. Some of them are really good foods. I mean, there's some that I've eaten that our fire alarm's going off. That's not good.
No.
Did you hear that beep? That's our fire alarm, which means we've killed a battery.
The smoke detector is just getting tired of listening to us talk all the time.
I said fire alarm, didn't I? That's smoke detector.
It's okay.
You know, and I look up at that thing. It looks like an old smoke detector.
It does.
We should probably. That thing should be mint green or something. It's messing with my.
Why you have to make fun of the color of the man cubby?
He was dogging on your grass, and now he's dogging on the man
Why
cubby.
are you trying to make? You just need to calm down. Because we were talking about a few weeks ago how you asked your wife to color the man cubby so you could get a rug that matched. I'm just saying, we could paint that bad boy and.
It's on a white ceiling, dude.
Yeah.
Why would I want a green dot on a white ceiling?
Well, right now it looks like baby poop.
It is an off yellow.
Yeah.
It's not even off white. It's off yellow.
Like they took it down and painted around it and stuck it back up.
That's fun. Yeah.
Anyway.
So avocados. Let's talk avocados for a second.
Yeah, this was an interesting thing that popped
I'm a
up.
huge. You know what? Here's what's funny is growing up, I never even heard of avocados. I didn't even realize that guacamole was made of avocados. I just knew I didn't like guacamole.
You know what's funny? I was the same way forever. I don't think I had tried it. I just would go somewhere like, no, I don't want that. It looks gross.
But since learning about keto diets and ketogenesis, I've started looking into avocados and started eating them, and come to find out I like them. I love putting them on burgers.
I love guacamole too.
Avocados on meat, just I don't know why. It's just the creaminess and the
amazing.
texture just makes it awesome.
Absolutely.
I love avocados with my eggs in the morning.
Be careful
Yeah,
when
you
you cut
post
it.
a lot of pictures of that.
We did have a friend who tried to lose a finger. I don't know how. He's that bad at cutting avocados, but get well soon, Sean.
Dude, I grilled some avocados the other day, and they turned out awesome.
Ooh.
You just half it and take the seed out, and
Yeah.
then just brush it with some olive oil and just set it on the grill, and you just put it on long enough just to get some grill marks on it. Oh man, that was tasty. That was
sounds
tasty.
amazing.
Right beside a good thick steak.
Oh.
Awesome.
Now you're
But
talking-
but
fatty steak,
avocados,
too.
guys, to me, avocados are one of the superfoods. You know, there's a
Oh, for
lot of good
sure.
healthy fats in it. It's actually a fruit, even though it's
Really?
green as day. It's actually avocados
know
a
that.
fruit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but they're starting to show up everywhere now. I think the popularity of avocados is getting out there. You're starting to see them. More restaurants are putting them on salads or putting them in wraps.
Yeah.
You're starting to see sushi restaurants have been putting them in the rolls for quite a long time now.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Mostly just filler. You got to be careful though when you go to Sam. You guys have to throw out a ton of avocados.
We do. Yeah.
There's some times I show up there and like I go to pick one
They
up
don't
and it
last
almost
very long.
squishes in
Yeah.
my hand. I'm like, man, these things are dead.
That's a delicate situation trying to order those.
Yeah, you got to hit that sweet spot. It's tough.
I get them. I grab them when they're pretty hard and green
That's
because
what
I
we
know
do,
they'll
too.
ripen. And I didn't know when I first started eating avocados. I was just completely ignorant to what a ripe one was and one wasn't.
Oh.
So I tried cutting into one of those green ones, and I was cursing up a storm because I couldn't get it out. I couldn't peel it. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is stupid.
The avocado was like, no.
Lo and behold, all I had to do was wait a little.
Yeah.
I had to be patient. I had to be
Patience is a virtue,
patient.
sir.
But at the same time, man, those things will go south in a hurry. They're like bananas.
Right.
They're great one day, and all of a sudden they're like, bleh.
Right. All of a sudden it looks like it got into a straight up street brawl.
Yeah, it's just
What happened, Banana?
somebody
How
just
was your night?
somebody just beat it. Hit me again, Ike.
Banana was on a bender. Oh my God. Started calling Banana Tina Turner.
There you go. But avocados, I mean, they're loaded with vitamins, folate, B6, C, E, K. They're good for blood pressure, lowering potassium. There's fiber in it.
I can't believe
5 grams of fiber. Man.
And this says that are they a trend? I
think they're far from a trend.
I think
Far from
more and more people are eating them all the time because I think we are understanding. We're really starting to understand the difference between good fat and bad fat.
Right.
And we're not afraid of fat as we used to be.
And the cholesterol.
And the cholesterol is not as much of an indicator as we used to think it is in terms of heart disease and cardiovascular disease. But they're showing avocados can help you with your cholesterol and raise your LDLs, raise your HDLs, lower your LDLs, lower your triglycerides, which keeping the ratios is what's really important.
Right, absolutely.
We're finding out more and more. It's not your overall total. My total cholesterol is high. Every time I go in for my Air Force annual physical, they try to put me on cholesterol meds. And I have to have a very uncomfortable conversation, which I tell the doctor, no, you're not. Well, your numbers are really high. I go, that number is high. And then, of course, I go, my triglycerides are about half of what they should be, right? Actually, they're about a third of what normal is. Well, yeah, but I go, and my LDLs are about a half of what normal. Yeah, but, and my HDLs are almost triple. Yeah, but, I go, so what are we talking about here?
Right.
So,
right?
They're like, oh my God, somebody knows what they're talking about.
In like 10 years, we're going to start to see the transition where people are going to, the field, the medical field is going to start to have to catch up because people are getting more into this. They're learning more. There's more information out there.
Well, I was talking with somebody and they made a great point. And we were talking about how dogma is stronger than data, and it's going to take data quite a long time to catch up because you're trying to change a lot of minds, you're trying to change a lot of tradition, and you're trying to change a lot of money to be made. You know, the pharmaceutical companies
that last one's the big
risk to lose a lot of money.
Sugar industry.
If all of a sudden we go, hey, we can cure diabetes with diet, that's a lot of medicine that's not getting bought.
Yep.
And then I was actually talking to Joe Westerland, who, those who don't know who Joe Westerland is in town, he's a person who essentially brought CrossFit to Omaha. He's an absolute genius when it comes to fitness and nutrition. And he works for CrossFit HQ right now. And we were talking, and he made a comment. He's like, you know, it's going to be the insurance companies that make the change because of the money issue. Sure. And once the insurance companies understand the importance of diet, and the insurance companies are all about preventative care.
Right.
If they can keep you healthy, you're not going to draw on that insurance. You're going to pay the premium either way, but you're just not going to draw on it. You're not going to use it. And once they understand, and the data's there, the data's getting pushed to them. They're starting to see it. And once they understand, hey, we can cure all the stuff with just diet. We can keep people out of the hospital, and we keep people off of meds.
We're still getting paid.
And oh, by the way, you can keep people from drawing on the insurance. They're going to be like, yeah. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah. That's money in the bank without having to take it
gosh,
back. Except on a rare occasion. I mean, things are still going.
And sadly, it's the pocketbook that's going to make the change.
Right.
Sadly.
Which is disgusting. But
it's the pocketbook that caused the problem.
Correct.
Right? At the beginning of it all. So, you know, it is what it is. So, unfortunately, the thing that caused the problem is what's going to fix it.
Right.
$1
bills, y'all.
So, guys, get your avocados. There's tons of recipes. You can put it in anything. You dice it up, throw it on a salad. Dice it up, throw it with your eggs. You know, you can put it in anything. It's delicious.
Make sure it's not
delicious.
too firm, and make sure it's not too soft.
Dude, one of my favorite snacks is I like going to Sam's Club, and they got those big bags of cheese cubes.
Oh,
big 5-pound bags.
Yeah.
So I'll grab a handful of Colby and Jack or Colby cheddar of cheese cubes. I'll slice up an avocado, and I'll put a few slices of bacon.
Oh, I'm liking your style.
That's a wonderful little snack that I like. Because we get the pre-cooked bacon, because as much as I like bacon, cooking it is kind of tedious.
Yeah. You just get the stuff where you just throw it in the microwave for a couple minutes?
I eat it cold, dude.
Oh, do you?
Cold.
Have you tried the bacon jerky? Have you seen that out yet?
I have not, but why would you have bacon jerky? Because bacon is fine by itself.
I gotta agree with that.
I'm just saying it's delicious. I'll bring you some to try. It's good.
Have you ever had a bacon steak?
What?
Oh my lord!
Mine is blown right now.
Oh
You're
my
making me
lord!
hungry.
Yeah. Bacon steak. It's just pork. It's just
a
a big thick slice of pork belly. Oh my god, bacon steak, fabulous. Next time, go someplace where you can get bacon by the slab, and
I know a place.
And then don't have them thick cut it, because they'll get have them like steak cut it like an inch thick.
Sure, a steak bacon, the thickness of steak. Is
Yeah,
that what you're telling me?
that's what I'm telling you.
Why am I salivating?
It's because it's fabulous.
It sounds amazing.
It's like rub on yourself good.
Oh.
We might have to edit that out.
Yeah.
No, yeah, bacon steak, get it. It's awesome. It is
That's
awesome.
going to happen. That's going to be my life
Yeah.
here soon.
All right, on that note, we're going to take a break, guys. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents right here in The Answer, 94.5 FM, 1420 AM, your health and wellness show. We'll be right back.
When you walk into Mid-American Martial Arts, you're walking into more than punching and kicking. You're walking into a community, and that is what I think sets us apart from everybody else. We train anywhere from 4 years old, and we have students as old as in their 60s here. Our main programs are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, Judo, as well as our strength and conditioning program, which is our Training for Warriors program. Our main goal is that when people leave here, they feel better about themselves. You know, they're a little bit better as a person, they feel a little bit about their life, they feel better about their day. Now, everybody holds baggage, everybody has stress. This is the place where they can come in and put all that away for a little bit and work on themselves. Yeah, do we hope they can defend themselves better? Sure. Do we hope they can punch and kick a little better? Absolutely. None of that matters if they don't feel good about themselves. And that's the main key. If they can walk out of here feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their life, then we've won that day.
Mid-America Martial Arts, located at 14951 Chandler Road in Millard. Give them a call at 402-813-1721 or visit midamericamartialarts.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined today by Dr. Jeffrey Faimon, chiropractor here in Millard. His self-adjusting, let's talk about that for a second. Good, bad, indifferent.
Great question.
I mean, you're growing up, don't crack your knuckles because your knuckles will get big and then you won't be able to move them later on. And you hear some people say, it's no big deal, it's going to crack on its own anyway. And then you hear other people say, don't do it because you don't know what you're adjusting. You'd be taking it out of alignment.
Right. Yeah, that's a great question. And on that note, you really shouldn't let someone that doesn't know what they're doing grab you and give you a bear hug and lift or push on your back. So there's a lot of parts to that. If you are just doing a gentle stretch and you feel a crack and a pop, you're fine. Back to the knuckle part of that. There's no truth to that. I think there was someone that was just annoyed with their child cracking their knuckles constantly that made that up. And okay, so first day of chiropractic school, you've got a lot of people that are going to invest a lot of time of their lives now to go into this profession. You know, first rule is do no harm, right? So we ask day one, so is it okay? Is it bad? Is the pop bad? And it's not. It actually, the pop is not bad. The pop, when that happens, air is released from a sealed cavity, like when a balloon pops. Around every joint, there's a sealed cavity, and within that, there's fluid and there's gas that is produced. It's naturally produced from just cellular function. When you move the joint just far enough, that cavitates and that air escapes. Well, some of that fluid also changes as well. So you can think of it like an oil change for the joint. So the pop is not bad. Self-adjusting now, when I see people grab their neck or push on their chin and twist their neck and that type of thing, that does scare me because you can cause problem if you try to forcefully move and adjust something. Now, here's the other thing. People that are doing that, they have a misalignment and their body innately knows something is wrong and they're trying to fix it. So when you see someone doing that, they need an adjustment.
So when you have that feeling like, oh, I feel like my back needs to crack, your body is really saying, yeah, it does.
Yes, and it may not even be a misalignment. It might be what we call a fixation. Spinal segments can get stuck where they just can't move. Imagine if you couldn't extend your elbow all the way. That is going to drive you crazy after a while, and you're going to work and try to twist it and stretch it to get it to go all the way. Same thing with those little segments in your spine. If one gets stuck, it can become so irritating, and to have someone gently move it to get it going through its full range of motion again helps tremendously.
That's interesting. So, it's not a bad thing unless you're trying to force it, square peg, round hole approach.
Yes. So I have a story about that from when I was first in practice, actually. At that time, I was in Kansas City. A classmate and I bought a practice and we started up and we would work Saturday mornings. We'd trade working Saturday mornings and it would just be us in the office. So someone called me and said, my husband needs to get in. Are you there for a while? And I said, yep, bring him right in. So I was treating other patients and I came up front and this lady walks up to me with her ID and insurance card in hand and puts him on the front desk and said he needs to be seen right away. And I said, okay, what happened? I heard a voice. I couldn't see him because he had already sat down in front of the counter. And he said, Doc, I'm starting to have some trouble breathing. I looked over and saw him, and he had to do the turn where he couldn't turn his neck. He just turned his upper body to try to make eye contact with me. And he said, I cracked my own neck. And since then, I've been feeling worse and worse, and now I'm starting to have trouble breathing. At that point, I gave her the cards back and said, take him up the hill to the emergency room now, and then come see me on Monday. So they did, and actually they didn't have to do anything besides get him calmed back down, and his body eventually adapted to what he had done, and then he was able to get through the weekend. But he had gotten the first vertebrae, his C1 vertebrae, really off, and it had affected his breathing and caused him a world of hurt. So that was a powerful experience for me as a brand new provider. So I can say with confidence to people, just don't do that.
Be incredibly careful.
Yeah.
Or see a chiropractor first. You tend to see a lot of chiropractors and massage together now. Mm-hmm. They'll have a massage therapist in with them. And it goes back to you saying the stretching of the muscle. How important is the balance in the body? For example, when students come to us, we'll do an evaluation. I'll do a mobility screening, and I'll say to them, look, if you're loose, I want you loose on both sides. If you're tight, I want you tight on both sides.
Yeah.
To prevent that misalignment. Sometimes you'll say to me, wow, you're really tight today. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's partly why I'm here.
Sure.
But do you advise, obviously you tell people to stretch, but, how often do you say, you might want to check out a masseuse to help loosen this up?
The first thing that I try, I think all providers want to see if they can fix it first, So
Sure.
When someone comes into me, I first assess the spine and start to work with that. I would say about 8 out of 10 patients respond to the satisfaction of the patient and the doctor. About 1 out of 10 responds, but not totally, and about 1 out of 10 doesn't respond for unknown reasons. For those that plateau, then yeah, I do start looking to refer. And if someone asks me, should I go get a massage on a regular basis? Absolutely. There's a ton of benefit from it, and they do a great job. They also treat a lot of acupuncture points when they're doing those, whether they mean to or not, which is a whole nother conversation, but very important. And same thing with physical therapy. Some people like to think that there's a butting of heads between PT and chiropractic, and I disagree. I have had some PTs that have directed or suggested the patients not to come to the chiropractor or come see me because then you won't know which one works. And my thought is, who cares? We're doing different things, and if you're getting better, and you're feeling benefit from both, that's awesome. PT they're wonderful. They're well educated. And I feel that if I send someone over to them, there's a better chance they're going to follow through with their stretching and their exercise program. And if they can strengthen and stretch and balance out that soft and connective tissue, then their adjustments that I do are going to hold better. As a young athlete, that's all I really cared about, was get me feeling better so that I can go back and do what I want to do at the level that I wanted to do it at. It just made sense to me that if I'm going to break on a ball, if you're a defensive back or you're trying to get a steal in basketball, when you see that happen, that goes through your optic nerve to your brain, and your brain automatically then sends out that information to your muscles so that you take off and break on that. That all is coordinated by the nervous system. So for me, I thought, I want every nerve to every muscle working at 100%, because a split second can be the difference between an interception and a touchdown. So it was my secret
So an
weapon.
alignment issue really can affect your reaction time.
Without a doubt.
Just because the nervous system's compromised.
Mm-hmm.
So how long after, let's say you get an injury. I know for me, a typical guy, I get injured, okay, I'll wait a couple of days, see if it quote unquote fixes itself.
Sure.
And then I'll belabor another couple of weeks because I'll just train around it for a while and hopefully it'll subside. Mm-hmm. But then all of a sudden, 3 months later, you're like, man, this isn't going away. Mm-hmm. And now I show up at your doorstep, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten better about doing that. You've seen me come in days where I can't even stand up straight because I did something 2 days before. But it's got to be tough to, especially players, they don't want to not play. They don't want to be down for a game or be down for a practice.
Yeah.
How do you convince people to come in sooner than later?
That's a challenge. Guys are the toughest to get through too. But once, like you said, you were a skeptic about chiropractic. Once the skeptic tries it and gets results, then they're the greatest patients because they understand it, they get it, and they preach it, which you don't have to believe in it, and it's not a faith healing. There's science behind it, and it works. If you have trauma to the spine and you get a misalignment, it's what I always hear is it's just a muscle. It's just a muscle. I hear that all the time. It's just a muscle. If it hasn't gone away in a few days, it's not just a muscle. And especially if you don't have some sort of activity to associate it with, it's not just a muscle. But if you have trauma and you get something, especially auto accidents, that's the one that I see the most of, where someone will come in with a chronic problem and they'll tell me, ever since the auto accident 5 years ago, 20 years ago, I've always had this spot. Once you get injured and you have that misalignment, your body goes to work healing that segment, and it can't affect the alignment, but it has to heal it and stabilize it. So the sooner we can start getting it back to the right position so that it heals with the best alignment and the best range of motion, the better. And so if you know someone that's had trauma, and especially it's something significant like an auto accident where you have vehicles that weigh thousands of pounds running into each other, the amount of force generated in that is incredible.
Yeah, just the whiplash. And really that's where a lot of concussions happen. It's not the impact, it's the whiplash and the movement of the head.
That's a great point, because concussions are a really hot topic now, as they should be. The neck aspect of that seems to be forgotten. I'll have athletes that will come into me, they've gone through concussion protocol, yet they're still having symptoms. When we address because if you hit your head hard enough to cause a concussion, you also can misalign your cervical spine.
Well, the neck's caught in the middle, right?
Yeah.
The head moves about the neck, so the neck something has to be happening to the neck in a concussion.
Yeah, so addressing the neck should be a part of the concussion protocol.
It just makes sense that, that the neck is moving, right? The neck, and if it's that hard of a hit that you're getting a concussion, which it doesn't always have to be a hard hit. Like, we know that
right,
a mild tap on the head, just if the brain moves enough, you can get a concussion. But generally in sports, it's a more violent movement, which the spine has to be involved in that.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And it should be addressed and considered. And especially if you've gone through the normal concussion protocol and you're still having symptoms, then it's probably a cervical spine issue that's giving you the rest of those headaches, dizziness, sensitivity to light, those things that tend to linger.
For me, it's like I start to feel tingling, like either down my arm or down my leg, and I know it's time to get in. Like that's kind of like it's not pain all the time. It's like, okay, I got that tingling, which eventually will develop into pain and whatnot. It's like, it's easy to write that off.
The reality is it's past time. Once you start to feel that, then that misalignment has been there for a little while, because symptoms are actually one of the later things to show up. So it's kind of like a cavity. You can have a cavity brewing that doesn't show pain until it's a real problem. So if you start to get a tingle, you better get in.
It's already too late, right? It's at the spine. It's already telling you.
And again, the pain is a great motivator, right? And a great teacher. Pain is what motivates people to come in. Once you have pain, you're well along the process. Pain is not a very accurate assessment of how we're doing. People, and that's human nature, if we feel good, we must be fine. The only way to know if your spine is out of alignment and if you need to be adjusted is to go to a doctor of chiropractic, get an assessment.
Regular checkups, like anything else, a regular checkup.
And that's a great other thing, is the health and wellness. Like, do I have to do maintenance care? I mean, that's up to each individual. I don't try to force that on anybody. If you want to know my opinion, I'll tell you, that's the best thing to do to take care of your spine, which is so many people miss the relationship between the health of their spine and their overall health and wellness. Yeah, regular chiropractic adjustment is a great thing to add to your protocol to keep you healthy.
Well, I know I've gotten in that habit of, at least, I'd like to come every month, but every couple months at least, just for maintenance. Like I said, I'm in for maintenance.
Yeah, you have. Over the last few years, you've gotten a lot better, where instead of being in crisis mode, you're ahead of the game.
And you're right. Like, once I get to the point where, like, okay, I can't stand up straight, Now I'm past more than one adjustment. Now I'm at the point where this is gonna take a couple adjustments and massage and rest and probably a little bit of painkiller mixed in just to get me through, the rough days. And it's like, had I just gone to my normal maintenance adjustment that I skipped 2 weeks prior, I probably wouldn't be sitting where I am.
Yeah, once it gets to that point, the muscle spasm is set in and the body's in crisis and protection mode. It is harder to correct, but it's still correctable.
Dr. Faimon, thanks again. I appreciate the time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And that's all the time we have today, folks. Thanks for again listening to another edition of Treadmills and Tangents right here on The Answer, 94.5 FM, 1420 AM, every Saturday, 9 a.m. That's Treadmills and Tangents, your health and wellness show.
Tune in each Saturday morning with fun banter on what it takes to live a healthier, happier, and more vibrant life in the Big O. Treadmills and Tangents with Coach Aaron Cerrone and his army of wellness warriors.
When you walk into Mid-America Martial Arts, you're walking into more than punching and kicking. You're walking into a community, and that is what I think sets us apart from everybody else. We train anywhere from 4 years old, and we have students as old as in their 60s here. Our main programs are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, Judo, as well as our strength and conditioning program, which is our Training for Warriors program. Our main goal is that when people leave here, they feel better about themselves. You know, they're a little bit better as a person, they feel a little bit about their life, they feel better about their day. Now, everybody holds baggage, everybody has stress. This is the place where they can come in and put all that away for a little bit and work on themselves. Yeah, do we hope they can defend themselves better? Sure. Do we hope they can punch and kick a little better? Absolutely. None of that matters if they don't feel good about themselves. And that's the main key. If they can walk out of here feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their life, then we've won that day.
Mid-America Martial Arts, located at 14951 Chandler Road in Millard. Give them a call at 402-813-1721 or visit midamericamartialarts.com.